Right, so I'm just going to start this now. I'm going to have Alright, test begins. This is version 0.05 of the Android LCG reboot. I'm not expecting much. It's still only a meat run variation upon Netrunner, so it's nowhere near enough, but it's a start. So I've only got minor notes here. This will mean nothing to you, but basically a meat run success involves a situation where you have to deal with a meat damage, trace 3 meat damage, trace 2 meat damage, and a trace 1 meat damage. So here we go. I've already shuffled, I've got the runner credits there. Right, and here we go. Oh, no, I forgot the... Right. Fine, I'll do it myself. So cards, a piece of paper, and have obviously been reworked. Well, this has been reworked as well. Actually, everything's going to be reworked. It's just minor changes right now. And this is a good hand. 2 econ cards. Shipment from Mirror Morph is now a current. MBN cards, MBN ice, sorry, can more often than not be used in meat space. So I don't know, I'd have to find some kind of representation, because they're no longer, ice is no longer intrusion countermeasure electronics, it's just intrusion countermeasures IC. And so, I mean, it might even be, they're not electronics, they're just things. It can be real world or cyber world, but things that stop you. And I guess I'm going to come up with better representations for it. Right, so let's begin by taking the 5 from the runner. Okay, so yeah. So special logic and search for clearance cards as well as breakers. Mr. Lee draws 3 and returns 2. In case of tags, it draws 3, returns 3 if you're tagged. So I want tags to have like a severe effect. I want it to limit you. Oh, and demolition run. You can discard up to 2 exposed cards after a successful run. On centrals, mind you, on HQ or R&D. Right. And I think that's a good hand, because you can draw from it, you've got some credits there. Yeah, so using mark as a job, so I figure that job card should force you to do something to get a better effect. In this case, if you make a successful one on HQ, you get a credit and a card. Make it effectively a green level clearance. So I think, yeah, this seems quite good. So you can play it normally for 3 credits, but you make a successful meat run. Yeah, it should be a meat run. Then you get to draw. Then you get 4 credits and 1 card. And I think that makes it for a good effect. Right. So keep in his hand. All right. Let's have a look here. Excellent. Draw 1 card. Right, so priority acquisition, I'm going to make that government restrictions. Think of it like a tax break. So if you get this through, you get an extra 10 credits. And if the runner steals it, you gain 3 credits and you take a bad publicity. So I've got my 6 cards there. First click. Oh, the music stopped. That's a shame. First click is going to be to gain 4. Originally, this card, if it gets exposed, the runner gains 2 credits. Let's just put it there for now because I don't have space. Right, so gain 4, so that and that. Right, so I've got money now. Let's click 1. Click 2 is I'm going to play Midshipman from Mirror, which is now a current. The current text is basically, once you install, the first time you install something each turn, you get to install one other thing. So I want to play that, and I'm going to have to raise it to, I'm going to make it cost 4, because that's what it costs. Yeah, it's got the, hence the little 4 there. But yes, yeah, so that's what it does. So I'll take back the money got from hedge fund, back down to 5. And my last click is I'm going to install a card. The card I'm going to install is going to be Priority Requisition, and I'm going to install that in meat space. So when I install that in meat space, it gets installed on the runner side, because runner side represents meat space. The corporate side tends to represent net space. So that goes in the meat side, and basically what happens is it's got a 2-bit situation. It's got an end the run, and but if I install it in the net side, I can do just normal Netrunner. And that's right out so far. But anyway, this is a new situation. So I mean, basically the best thing to do would be to install advance, but I'm just going to try and just play it and see what happens. Right, so it's in meat space, and I get to install one more thing because of the current, and I'm going to install this in meat space. And most ICE is electronics. It goes it's for internet only, but NBN cards, they tend to have this is wraparound. They tend to have weak ICE, but the catch is that weak ICE can go into meat space. So I don't know what wraparound is. I'd probably change this to confusing story, basically, and this intrusion countermeasure is just like a confusing story. So if you don't know what's going on, it's a strength 7 story. Wow, well, this story is way too confusing, it's way too powerful. But if you have the right thing to get through the story, in this case a barrier breaker for now, work for anything else early, it becomes a 0 strength because you can cut through the bullshit. You can go straight to the, sorry for swearing, you can go straight towards the truth, and that's the theme I want to get with wraparound. Anyway, this is going in meat space, so it's protecting this in meat space. Now again, normally the idea is that you cannot put ICE in meat space, but the thing is you don't need a barrier to break it. You can just do it's only got one subroutine, so it's got a 1-bit situation, and that situation is end the run. But if you do fail this, you can break it with a normal breaker. Now that's what I'm thinking for now. I mean, I might take that back and just leave it as just a normal bit situation that you have to get through. But for now, I think that's the right way to go with NBN ICE in meat space. And that ends my turn. And so I've got the ice wall, which is just normal ice that can only go in net space on my side, and blue level, and so the green level clearance, which pay 2, gain 5, draw 1 card. If exposed, the runner can gain 5 credits and draw 1 card. So I really don't want that getting exposed, and that's the idea. You don't want your stuff getting exposed, and to get exposed, they just do a meat run on the servers. Right, so now the run is happening. Now, as I mentioned before, this has got meat running. If you meat run on HQ, you expose you expose one card in HQ. Again, you can do a normal net run as well, and if you want to access the cards. And again, you might want to expose cards. Like I said, you get this effect if you expose this card. So that means like, oh yeah, I've found your secret thing. I expose it for everyone to see. Oh, now I gain some good, awesome effect. But if you access it, you can't do nothing with it because, you know, you don't have the corporate right to access it. You can't use the corporate cards. So, and if you access, if you meet run on R&D, you expose the top 3 cards of R&D. So if there's an agenda there, you're not able to steal it, but you're going to know it's there. And it's a nice way of semi-digging, just checking what's happening. And if you meet run on archives, you can expose 1 card on the field, basically. And I think it's a good compromise. You also expose everything in archives as well, in which case it's just, I think I can hold it actually, yeah, in which case it would just be this, but it wasn't tenant face up. So first click, let's have a look. I might want to do a demolition on R&D because then I can trash at least the top 2 cards. Oh yeah, so let me remove res. Oh, you know what? That's a thing. That's going to be a thing. Whenever you put stuff in meat space, it's pretty much already exposed. It can be derezzed, but if it's derezzed, it does nothing. Yeah, so I have to install that face up because it's in meat space, so pay the 2. Right, before I forget. Right. So first click for the runner is going to be to not play easy mark right now because I really think I can get the extra credit because there's no ice protecting HQ. So what I'm going to do is I can try and go for the agenda now. But there's so many ender runs on this. No, let's go for the money. Let's de-res the ice. Okay, let's de-res the ice. Let's I'm gonna do a meat run. I don't know if I should make this net run only. I think I should make this net run only, but I think a normal run, a meat run, is just fine. This is specifically a meat run. This has to be done with a meat run. So I'm going to meat run on HQ. There's nothing to stop me, but I have to deal with the situation at HQ when I get to HQ. What situation? And the situation is, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-bit situation. Unfortunately, I've only got 3 bits. So that means at least 2 of my bits have to be, face down. And the runner can do all 5. No money lost on meat space bit bids, but you do need to have money to make them. So if I was to look at this, a 5-bit situation, right? What would I choose? Well, as the corporation, I would make it random. At least 2 have to be face down because I've only got 3 credits. So at least 2 of the bits have to be nil. But as the runner, if I was going up against this and I knew they only got 3 credits, I'll put these ones up. And these 2 is going to be face down. Right, so that's going to be the, yeah, so that's going to be the runner's bitcode. So basically, we both have our bitcodes hidden, and we'd make them up and then we'd reveal them. But you got to see them because just working through it there. So the runner's bitcode is going to be 11000. The corporation's bitcode is going to, the bit situation code is going to be 101010. So 1. So let's resolve this now. So in the case of the bit of the situation that's a meat damage, that doesn't happen. So no meat damage for the runner there. The bit of the situation that's a second meat damage, that's going to happen, and there's no way to stop that. So that goes away, that goes back, and the runner's going to take 1 meat damage. Oh dear. But you know what, I'm thinking, do we resolve this now? I'm thinking that the corporation gets to decide order of resolution. I'm thinking that the corporation gets to decide order of resolution on this. You resolve the entire situation first. So right now, they're facing 1 meat damage. Third bit of the situation is going to be a trace 3, and that's going to happen. So there's going to be a trace 3 for another meat damage. Credits getting lost. Right, trace 3 for another situation. Okay, trace 2 for a meat damage doesn't happen. But a trace 1 for a meat damage does happen. Wow, very painful there. A very painful run. So you get the credits back from BitBids. But you still have to have money to make them. So first of all, so the situation is going to resolve now. Let's get rid of 1 card at random. Mr. Lee, that's really bad because that's a good card. Draw 3, really good filtering. And then it's going to be trace 3 with no boost. So you can pay 2 or take another meat damage. These are actually good cards. So I think I'm going to pay the 3 because can get the money back from an easy mark right now. And then finally the trace 1 is going to happen, so pay another 1. Yeah, and that's the end of the situation at HQ. Now I get to expose 1 card. 1 card in corporate HQ. And I'm going to expose this one. Oh look, you exposed the clearance. When it's exposed, that means the runner's going to get back 5 credits. Oh yeah, not to mention Gabe's ability. 5 credits, and it's going to draw 1 card. So you got to make that like first. Got to make that first time per turn. Does it get trashed? Well, you can. Okay, you know what? I should make this that you can trash it. Most of these have trashed, but the corporation's gonna foolishly choose not to trash it. Option to trash. Yeah, if any of these exposed cards, I'm gonna have to put option to trash because the reoccurring benefit is just too high. Because if this is the only card in HQ, then it's gonna be you have to get for the bit situation all the time this happens. But if that becomes a thing, yeah, you have to have the option to trash it. Right. Situation ends. Gabe gains 2 from his ability. So that was quite a good run. Lost a lot of money on the meat run there. Next click, that was only click 1. Click 2, gonna play the easy mark, 4 credits and 1 card, which is painful. A lot of credits. Draw another card. Right. 1, 2. Yeah, there's no reason to run on that agenda, to risk that agenda just yet, 'cause it's got no advancements on it. Click 3 is going to be emergency shutdown because you did a meat run on HQ. I'm going to shut down the wrap around. Can cut through that rubbish now. And then there's going to be a meat run directly on the priority, on the, well, government. It's going to be called, I'm going to change to government sanctions or something like that. Just right, and it's got a 2-bit situation right now. The question is, do I wish to res the barrier and add an extra bit to the situation? But then one of the bits are going to have to be 0. And then it's going to be a 50-50 situation. I don't like that. I'm trapped either way, basically. So I'm not going to res that. I'm going to meat run this. It's a 2-bit situation. You know what? I'm going to do this randomly now. This is the most random way I could possibly do it. So I'm basically just going to shake this, slap it down. So that's the corporate situation now. And now I'm going to do the runner situation. Oh, the runner does not do it because the first end the run resolves. So the run's unsuccessful. It's very powerful, I will admit, very powerful situation. There are ways to mitigate it. You know, you can mitigate this by having a breaker or just guessing with a bit bid. But the 2-bit situation does feel a bit powerful. I may have to reduce it to 1. But then again, if you get clearance cards and whatnot, you can resolve bits of situation. You don't have to worry about it. So, like let's take inside job for example. You can bypass the first bit of a situation. So in this case, if I'd used inside job, I could have bypassed the ice or the first bit of the situation. I'd have actually stolen it if I'd used inside job. Should have done that. Really should have done that. I didn't think about that. Yeah, no, because it's right on the card. Yeah, skip the first bit of the situation. There's the first bit of the situation, and then we've done a 50-50. Ah, that's it. Oh, that's what you get. Anyway, corporate get the money back from the bid. And runner's turn ends. Meat draw. Elizabeth Mills does a thing. Also, the first time a meat damage is done, I can trash 1 location that's tagged. Yeah, so here we go. Right. So drew Elizabeth Mills. Right, let's just, I've got 2 credits here. So I'm going to pay for the green level, gain 3 credits. Draw 1 card. Okay, and that is punitive counter-strike access. When accessed by the runner, you can pay, the corporation can pay 2 and the runner either takes 1 meat damage or pays 1 credit to stop it. So, you know, again, all these cards do stuff when you access them. Expose it. Oh yeah, and if you get exposed, it gets trashed and the corp takes one bad pub. So access it. Yeah, you're going to get hurt if you access it because you're at the situation. So imagine if there's a corporate conspiracy to hurt you. If you actually go to the situation, they're going to be like, oh, he's there, beat him up. He's at the situation, let's just beat him up. I should probably make this a bit. I probably should. But if you expose it, say, hey, these guys are going to do it, here's the proof. Oh, no, it's not going to happen. You know, then everyone gets riled up about it and then exposed gets trashed. And that's the theme behind punitive Counter-Strike now. So I've got nothing to explore. I can... Click 1's going to be to draw a card. Click 2 is going to be to draw a card. Hadrian's Rule, it adds a meat bid onto the first bit of a bit situation in the server it's on. So, for example, if I had it on HQ and it was rezzed, there'd be a meat damage before all these meat damages that you have to get through. So when stuff's just about just making the situation just worse and worse in meat run, these are both meat running decks. So Shaper is pretty much going to be unchanged. It's pretty much going to be focusing on the net running. Criminals are all about the meat run. They're going to have all these things based upon meat runs that give them extra effects for meat running. Whaling's also going to be about defending meat runs. It's going to have some stuff for the net, but it's mostly going to be focusing on meat actions. NBN is going to be a bit of both. It can be anywhere. It can be in the meat, it can be in space, but it's going to be, you can get through it easy enough. It's if you if you're lucky, get through all the misdirection and whatnot, and it's going to be heavy tagging. Engine Techie is going to be mostly about the net, and so is Hasboard, but it's going to have some, but its assets are going to be focused on the meat world, and that's the idea. Right, so last click is going to be to this has no benefit, this pad campaign has no benefit in meat space, so I'm going to keep it in the net space. Install that, and then shipment for Miramorph triggers, meaning I can install one more thing this turn. I'm going to have to make that like a 5 influence or something like that. Let's install... No, I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 credits. Let's install the Ice Wall over HQ. So that's that. So draw, and then install, and get to install again because of shipment for Miramorph. And now the runner's turn happens. Right, lost Mr. Lee. Right. No more faffing around. Should have done this last turn, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do it now anyway. I'm going to play Inside Job. Pay 2. Inside Job on the meat server. Does corporation res? Because either way I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay 2. Corporation's going down to 4 credits. Whereas the meat space sits ice. I see. Intrusion countermeasure. Bypass that. Meat situation. I'm just gonna keep it random. Should have advanced that. I keep forgetting to advance that. It's gonna get stolen. Right, so that's what we got. What's the runner gonna get? Oh, fluffed it up again. So I'm gonna have to make that stronger, or something worth less money, or worth less advance. I'm gonna have to make that a 1-bit situation. It's gonna have to be. For now, it's gonna stay like that because I want to see how long it takes for them to steal it. Right, get your money back. Get money back. You know what? Let's try it. Let's just make another run on the meat server here. Don't have a breaker, so still a situation of end the run. It's going to be 50-50. So let's see what the corporation chooses. The corporation, I'm doing this at random, chooses a 0. And the runner, oh, chooses a 1. Get bounced. Three is going to be a you know what? I could have got clearance. There's the way I could have got through this again. I could. You know what? Let's see what this. Let's just do this now. Gonna do a meat run on R&D. Paying 2 to do demolition run. Meat run has to deal with the situation at HQ. Well, same situation. So it's going to be a meat damage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've only got corporation's only got 4 credits, so one of them's going to have to be 0. So only 4 of them can be 1s. Let's see. Right, that's the corporate situation. 00110. That's fine. Runner can afford. Runner has 5 credits, so it can make a deal with a 5-bit situation. Oh, runner's chosen all 0. Interesting. So skips the meat run. Skips the meat damage. Skips the meat damage. It's going to be trace 3. Okay. You know what? Another rule. You can't use the money. The money is still minus from your pool during the meat situation. So I'm going to say that. Yeah, I think that makes much. I think it's a good thing, because I don't need to lose money from doing all these bit situations, because then this game over and just go broke. But you can't use the money that's tied up in that meat situation. So 2 meat damage don't happen, because 2 meat damage don't happen. But the third thing, trace 3, does happen. Runner's gonna pay the 3, and then the trace 2 does happen. Runner's gonna pay the 2. And the trace 1 don't happen. And so R&D is now accessed. And you expose the top 3 cards R&D for a successful meat run of R&D. And demolition run is trash, or trash up to the first 2 exposed cards. So oh, cleaners! You can't steal it because it's a meat run, but it is exposed. You have to normally you'd have to do a meat run on HQ, and then you'd have to deal with the situation. 3 end the runs, but they're all traces, so you can buy your way through it. But that's getting trashed, and then the next one's exposed. Might as well trash it. This third one's exposed; it can't be trashed. Oh, that's devastating. That is so devastating. So 1, 2, 3. Can get a clearance card to make meat running easier. But I think it's just going to net run an archives for the last click. And just steal this. And because it's a net run and not a meat run, it's just stolen. And runners takes the cleaners. Oh, and this gets trashed also. Alright, okay. Oh, so money goes back from the initial meet run. Corporation of 4 credits, run ahead the 5. Rose on 10. Yeah, so run is down to. Yeah, I'm going to have to make these meat situations a bit weaker because well, when specialized meat situations, which is why it's got such a long bid. Normally it's only like 2 or 3. But whaling gets a really big, fat, long one because that's what they got. Right. Corporate turn. Pay 2 for pad campaign, or effectively 1. And even a corporation with 3 credits. Mandatory draw. Devastating exposure there. So it can be difficult to have your R&D exposed, because if this got exposed, the runner would get a bad pub and trash this card. So you can see how damaging these meat runs can be. I mean, see, it's worth doing. It's not just something you just leave alone. And this game is very swingy right now, especially with that blasted agenda. How many cards does the runner have? The runner has 2 cards. I got 3 credits. They didn't expose this. They got 7 credits. Fuck. There's still a trace 5, so it's still enough to kill them. Credit puts you on 7, so they could spend all their money to match. I'm better off waiting until they try and steal that one and then trying to go for a kill. So click 1's going to be to draw a card. And then click 2 is going to be for credit. Click 3 is going to be to install a card over R&D there, like that. Right. Let's do this now. Let's get this done. Right. I'm very dubious about the meat situation here, because if I get hit with this meat situation, but the corp only has 3 credits, so they can only do 3 really. You know what? Let's make this a bit easier on myself. So I'm going to pay 1. I can search for a breaker or a clearance card. So I'm going to pay 1. Going down to 6 credits. Search for a clearance card. Right, give me a moment. The card I'm thinking about getting is Red Blue level clearance. Shuffle. Right. Shuffled. Okay, Rugged Blue level clearance. Okay, costs 2. Hardware. So okay, so first bit of bid is skipped. But it says here I've got to run HQ first, which is kind of annoying. So it's not a gouge. I've got to run on HQ first, and so again, it's only really helping on HQ runs, really. I think I need to improve this again by making it work again, so you could trash it and skip up to 2 bids or something like that. Now, I think that would be a good balance, but for now, do as the card says. It's just skip first bid if you've done a successful one on HQ. So I'm going to pay 2 to install it. Okay, down to 4 credits. So 1, 2. Right. 3, draw a card. 4, draw a card. And there's some money. Gain a credit. 1 from pad campaign. Yeah, okay, this is really powerful. Right. But again, if I spend the money, I can't score that in advance, which is kind of annoying. Mandatory draw. Oh, there's the kill. So I'm going to click 1, draw a card. Oh, there's another one. Credit, credit. Trashing 1, Miss Mills. Right. Let's do this. Click 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got some money now. Gain a credit. Mandatory draw. Archer is res is exposed. I'm just going to go for it now. I'm just going to just threaten you to sort of advance because this is getting ridiculous now. It's been out there for ages. It is way too powerful. We're going to have to curb it back. Trashing the second Elizabeth Mills. Right, so I'm going to steal that next turn unless they go for it. Let's see what all this. Let's see what these cards do now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, you know what? I'm going to force them to raise his ice, so I'm going to do a net run. First click. Pay 1 for the... Corporation pays 1 for the ice wall. Down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, they can still do full 5 there. Bounce. And now make meat run. They can still... The corporation can still do all 5, so let's just do it. Let's make it this. So that's the corporation's bid. Let's see what the runner does. Oh wow, okay, the runner has just done all zeros again. Just done 0, 0, 0 again. That is not going to cut it this time. Think might be dead. First meat damage doesn't happen, second meat damage is going to happen. So it's going to be trace 2 and 1. So first meat damage is going to happen. When some of these cards get meat damage, the runner's got to get some kind of effect. Right. Then it's going to be trace 2. This money's tied up in the meat situation. Yeah, which means I'm going to have to make these a lot weaker. I'm going to have to make these a lot weaker because it's far too strong as it is now. Well, then again, if you have some decent link, then these become worthless. Because then it's on the... Because right now the corporation has no money to boost these traces, so it evens out if the runner has decent link. Yeah, so I don't, you know what, so it's not as bad as all that. Basically, it's going to cost 3 to get through that any more meat damage. Unless they want to lose the demolition run. but then they're not going to have enough bits to bid on the meat situation. Well, they can click, yeah, no, they can click on you know what, I'm going to take meat damage from trace 2, pay the 1, get the money back. Oh no, you know what, no, the pay, no, keep the card. Keep the card. Maybe waiting should be about losing money rather than yeah, waiting should be maybe about losing the runner losing money rather than the meat damage, because that meat damage just seems too clean, seems too tacky. I think losing the money should be yeah, anyway. Yeah, so beats all situations, gets the money back from the meat bid, so he can still do meat bid. Corporation gets its money back from the meat bid, tied up in the meat. Ends, exposes 1 card in HQ. Whereas if exposed while installed, actually we've got to make that clearer. Right, what do they expose? Because if they expose a punitive counter-strike, then yeah, if the one exposes a punitive counter-strike, then, and it did, punitive counter-strike exposed, so it gets trashed, and the runner gets a bad publicity, which is kind of annoying for me. Well, the corporation, I should say, but I always think of myself as a corporation. And that's just a continuous bid there. They don't have to worry about. So they're just always going to have that. Fuck. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 is going to be to meat run there. Got to deal with the situation with the wraparound situation. Oh, but they can skip. Okay, yeah, clarify, skip the first bit of the situation. That's for each meat run after the HQ run. So that's the clarification. That's why this is so powerful. That's why I have to do the run HQ. For run HQ, every time you run into a bit situation after doing a run HQ, you can skip the first bit of it. So effectively, this is skipped, bypassed by this. So that's a breaker there, effectively. So that's skipped. And then we get to the situation here. And because there was a successful run on HQ, you skip the first bit of the situation. So now it's just a end the run with a 50-50 chance. So, I mean, that's how the swings and roundabouts of it work. So first of all, you know, do the run, then corporation's going to choose. Again, this is not random. It's not meant to be random, but this is like we can do as in form of a dice roll. And the corporation's going to choose 1. Runner's going to choose no. Right, last run. Skip this with the clearance. Skip the first bit again. I'm just going to roll them both together to save time. So if these both match, then the runner gets the agenda. Okay, that's not counting that. Just went sideways. Okay, they both match. Runner steals it. So this gets stolen. Runner has 2, 4, 6 credits. Manage to draw. Gain. Right, I think the corporation wins. Let's just say credit for sake of cleanliness. Click 1, click 3, pay 3 for punitive counter strike. Runner can manage trace 2, 4, 6, and this is trace 4, 5. I think it's trace 4. So 5, 6, 7 for the win and the kill, because we've only got one card because of all the meat running. Yeah, I'm going to have to make these traces slightly weaker, but you can see how effective the clearance is. Once you get the clearance cards, and you can just breeze through all the bull crap on the meat runs. And then you can even successive runs on R&D, you can skip this. But I think maybe I should make this just a 4-bit situation, because there was the number of situations were a bit too powerful, and the trace is what was draining the money. And again, if you get link, that becomes these last ones become effectively blank, and then it just becomes a 2-bit situation, which is why I'm hesitant to say, because if you build up your rig, you can just get through the stuff. But if you try and breeze through it early, and that's the problem is then the corporation just starts rushing this stuff out, and if it starts rushing it out, well, they can't rush out in this net server, because if you just run in the net server, you just access it and steal it without having to deal with the bit situation. But if you do it in the meat space, swings and roundabouts. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. I hope you found that mildly amusing. But anyway, this is only version 0.5, or 0.05 in fact. It's still too close to Netrunner, but it's getting places, it's getting there. Meat running is a good aspect. It just needs to be balanced. I'm going to be working on another aspect, changing another major part of the game. And I'm going to keep changing until it's no longer Netrunner, but it's still Android cyber war, something that we can still get the feel of Netrunner without it being actually Netrunner. That's my goal.